What is up, guys? This is one and only your global Indian making another video, and this video is something serious. And in this video I'm going to inform you guys how to stay away from these scam calls that really affected my sister and one of my friends on campus. So what's going on here in the United States and Canada, or maybe in other countries as well, but I'm aware of this. What recently is happening is that all these scammers who have your details, who actually have your profile information and did a little bit of background research and literally freak you out about how much information that they have, and saying that they're actually from customs or they're actually from border protection control, and informing you about your status in the United States. So this started 4 days ago when my sister he received a phone call, and this is all what she told me. It took her like 20 minutes to explain me what actually happened. And then what happened with her is she received a phone call while she was with her cousin in Toronto, and she was on her break from college, so she went to see her cousin. She receives this call, and as soon as she picks up, they say that they're calling from Department of Canadian Immigration, and that her status currently is invalid in Canada because she hasn't updated her FCS number. Now the way that they approached her was, they said it's an FCS number, it's a really important number that she needs to update with the government as soon as she gets it in Canada. Now she, being not aware of anything about these number, what is FCS number, she literally freaks out, and she had no idea where this FCS number is actually given to the students or how she can actually get one. And they actually gained her trust. They made her go to CIS Immigration's website and to show that she can actually get deported if she does not give the FCS number. Now there's certain ways that they gave her option to do it. Either she can go to the closest airport according to their knowledge, and if she goes to the airport, she can update it with the customs department over there. Now I don't know why they said to get it updated from the customs department, but they actually made her go to the CIC website. Now this is the most freaked out part. Why would they make her go to the CIC website just to show that what the deportation process looks like? Now it was a legitimate website. It was not a link that they gave it to her and she opened on her laptop, which seemed like a little bit not genuine or anything like that. But they actually made her go to the CIC website. On top of that, they had her information. They knew that she had worked all these places and that she is from India. She recently came as a student. She lives at this dorm address. Now listen to this carefully. They did not know what's her room number, but they actually knew where her dorm address is. So that's something that they didn't have the access to. They did not know her room number, but they knew that she was in St. Lawrence College, and that she was in Canada, and that she was living at this dorm address, which was a common dorm address, excluding the room number. Now, if they had knew her room number, that would have been a really freaky situation. And after they said her that you need to update it, the FCS number, they asked her to either do it through buying some gift card, which is Apple gift card, I guess. She said she can go to the airport, or basically she can get a taxi and then she can reach out to the airport and find for the certain individual at the department. Now I'm assuming this is a very higher level of scam that I'm assuming, because they literally asked her to get the taxi and they told her that she's being she's being seen everywhere that she goes, so she's under surveillance, which is one of the really major freaky parts, because she's under surveillance. And she asked them if she can share this information with her cousin, because she had no idea what's going around. Now this is how they trick individuals, and they told her that you cannot tell this information to anyone because it's really confidential, which is true, and it applies to her only situation. If she tells it to anyone, then it's not going to be good for her, and she's going to be facing the consequences. Basically, someone from the custom or someone from the border protection is going to be there outside her door. And she had no idea what was going on at this point, but she had to tell her cousin. She couldn't handle it by herself. And that is what I believe is a really good thing that she did, because of my cousin. My cousin lives in Canada for 2-3 years, and she has an idea about all of this, what's going on around. So she said literally that it's not something that you should be addressing to, and asked her to cancel the call, which she did. But here's the scary part. Now she receives a call back from 911, which is an emergency helpline number. For the guys who do not know watching this video, it's an emergency number for US and Canada, and it could be any sort of emergency. It could be any police related or any medical related emergency number. And she receives a call back, and they said, you disconnected the phone call of one of our officers, and expect the officers being showed up outside the door. Now, they did not have the address for Toronto where she was currently. They might know the college, they could have been outside of the dorm, but they did not know that she was currently in Toronto. And my cousin, she emphasized that this is a scam call and you should disconnect this and talk to your international advisor about this. So my cousin giving an idea to my sister is how my sister basically got saved from all this scam. And the amount of concerned that she was really concerned what's going to happen. She literally cried at the moment when they were making her believe that she's currently illegal in Canada and her status is totally invalid for 2 days. They also said that she could be jailed up to 1 day. So they gave her an option to either apply the application online, which is what they were going to do, and while she gives all of her information, which could be like passport or any other information related to that. Now remember, never to give all these information to any individual on the phone unless you are 100% sure that this is someone, a legitimate person. Or even if someone says that you are deported, you can never be deported unless you did a crime or all of the things that include process of deportation, and especially not on the phone. You cannot be deported for doing nothing on the phone, and especially not updating any documentation that basically you don't have any idea about. If your I-20 in US is valid, if your visa is valid, your passport is valid, you literally, no one can do anything when you haven't done anything wrong in any of the countries, either US or Canada. Now I'm talking on behalf of US because I-20 is an official document given by the universities to study here. But I really want to inform you guys, please do not get scammed by all these phone calls. They have an extent to make you believe that you're actually illegal in any one of the countries. And the similar situation happened with my other friend who literally freaked out. And she's also an international student. She studies with me here in Plattsburgh. And what happened is exactly the same situation. They had her not disconnect the phone call, which is one of the things that they say. If you disconnect the phone call, you're basically going to be approached by one of our officers, which is going to give you horrible consequences at your doorstep. And she could not disconnect the phone call. Meanwhile, she did not have money. They asked her to deposit close to $1,000 or $1,500, and they either ask you in a gift card form or Western Union, PayPal. PayPal is the really easiest way that they can get money from you, and then they can deactivate account, I believe. Now they are really high-tech people. They know what they're doing, but this is something that really affected my friend because she was on the phone call. She did not have money. She asked money from my other friend, and she was still on the phone call. The people who were asking her money, they asked her not to disconnect the phone call because they wanted to listen everything that she talks to her friend. And they listened everything. My friend, she ended up depositing money because that's how freaked out she was. And after that, she realized it was a scam call. It was an extent up to which she actually believed that something is going to happen because they had her history from her country, that she did internship here, she did jobs here, and then also the fact that she went to Canada on this date and then she came back from Canada. How did they know that? They got her information from LinkedIn where she worked. Now, the people had access to LinkedIn, so they were able to access everything that she has done based on a professional profile. And she gave her passport information, which basically gave them access to pull up her I-94 online on USCIS government's website. So if you do not know, you can actually pull up your travel history, how many times you entered in Canada, from where, which port of entry, and how many times you exited United States. So all this information they had access to, and you can also have access because you know your passport details, and that's how you can get your I-94 travel history, how many times you've entered and exited. So they had all that information and they utilized it to freak her out, and she believed it that it's a legitimate call that she has received and that she's actually going to get deported. Please, my friends, do not get at all affected by all these information, all these calls that you've been receiving. If you have any questions, anyone asks for your identity, make sure you ask them questions, and then if they ask you very personal information on the phone, just ask them. You cannot give it or disconnect the phone call. Talk to your international advisor. Talk to your advisor who's in the university, and they're going to be the best individual to help you out with that, because you're totally legal when you have your visa status, when you have your education document, which is currently enrolled. You're currently enrolled as a student. Everything is valid. No one has the right to like scare you like that. And it literally like it's something that's really concerning. And I believe the local police department is working on this based on her situation, so that her identity is kept safe, and then no one can have access to any of the wrong information. So inform, if you have been scammed by this, inform the right authorities about this, your school, the police department, and to make sure that you're safe and currently in a safe position, so that no one can have bad effect to you. So this is all I had for you guys today, and I wanted to inform you there's going to be more videos coming up. But until then, make sure you are solid, rock solid on this. If you're in other country, no one has a right to disturb you or like do anything like that. There's going to be a lot of other resources that you can take help from without like calling, without like giving any information to any individual on the phone. So this is currently what is up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, make sure you have a fun and a really happy, successful career. Also, I'm gonna post more videos coming up. I cannot be certain about the regularity of how often I'm gonna be uploading videos, but you'll see more and more videos coming up, and the Global Indian basically gonna be talking about different other topics. With that, I'm gonna leave you guys here, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.